قضايا وقيم، والحضارات نماء وبناء، وشباب بهدى الله التزم، زرع الخير وصان الوطنا. إنما الناس قضايا وقيم، والحضارات نماء وبناء، وشباب بهدى الله التزم.
I was born in Scotland to a house which was atheist. In our house we were not allowed ever to speak about God, and even if we learned something in school, we were not allowed to say anything or we would be punished. For as long as I can remember, I learned to read when I was about 3. For as long as I can remember, I have been seeking the truth about why I am in this world. What am I here for? What am I supposed to do? As soon as I became old enough, I began to search for some information about this person called God that other people mention. And all through my life, I have been seeking the truth. Not a particular religion, but the truth. Something which made sense to me, and something which opened my heart, and something which made my life worthwhile. I have been in practically every church in the kingdom, both here and at home. It never occurred to me to think about Islam. I became interested in Islam when the war took place in Iraq, and I read the terrible things that were being said in the papers about Muslims. And I was sufficiently well educated about other religions to know that these things were not true, that lies were being told. And so I went seeking for a teacher who could teach me something about the Islamic way of life, so that I would be able to refute these things that were being said about Muslims, which were wrong, which were lies, and which came from Satan, or Satan, as I called him then. I have always made it one of the things that I do is I talk to everyone. I want to smile at everyone and say hello and how are you and what is your day like, just to help their day along. Because Jesus spread happiness wherever he was. And at that time I was a Roman Catholic, but I was very unhappy. And I left the church. And I didn't know where to go. At the same time as I was seeking for a teacher in Islam, I was praying constantly all day to God. Help, 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 help. Over and over and over, all day for almost 2 years. Because I did not know what to do, where to go. A friend of a friend of a friend brought me the name of an alim, I think, a scholar. His name was Nuruddin, and he was an Arabic born in this country, and he lived in Ajax. And he told me what books to buy. And I could call him if I had questions. And that was our relationship. There were 7 volumes of this book. It was a commentary on the Quran. Very excellent. And if I could remember its name, I would tell you. But being one of the older ones, one of the less beautiful ones, I cannot always remember everything. So I started to study. I opened the first book. I read the acknowledgement. And then I didn't start from the back because I didn't know that. I started from the front. And I was immediately in Al-Baqarah. Is this correct? Yes. And before Al-Baqarah, there was Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha? Yes. And I read Al-Fatiha. And it was as though I were struck by lightning. Tears poured from my eyes. Tears like Niagara Falls. My heart beat very quickly. I was sweating. I was shaking like this. I was afraid that this was Shaitan, that he was trying to stop me because I had found a way where, because this book might give me the way to truth, which is what I was seeking. So I called my teacher and he said, "Come, I want to see you." So I went out to Ajax in the dead of winter on the Bow Tree, and I arrived there like a block of ice. But a little suffering is nothing for Allah, as I found. And I explained my experience to my Alan. I said, "Is this Shaitan? What should I do?" One of the things that took place during this tears was that I saw my heart. I could see my heart out here. Bright red and very large and rather round. Not shaped like a heart at all. And I was a little frightened, and I told him. And I said, "What do you think I should do?" And he said to me, "Margaret," he said, "you are going to become a Muslim." And I said, "But I am not reading these books in order to become a Muslim. I am reading them in order to be able to refute the lies that are being told about our Muslim people. I don't want to become a Muslim." And he said, "Well, Margaret, you are going to become a Muslim because I must tell you that there has been divine intervention in your life. I was 65 years old. I am now 66. I have been a Muslim for 1 year. I went on studying with the Alan from about November to February, and I could not wait any longer to do my Shahada. And he said, "No, come on Friday, the 11th of February, 2003. And he sat about where you are, and I sat about here. He never touched me in all the time that I was with him. And he very seldom looked at me, and he was dressed completely in white from head to toe. And he frightened me a little bit because he was so young. He was only about 27, but very, very knowledgeable. And he said, "Repeat after me, exactly as you said to the young man, Ashhadu," and so on. And this is what I did. And then I said to him, "What did I say?" And he told me in English what I said. And I said, "Then I am a Muslim." And he says, "Yes. And your name is Mariam." I cannot say that I am a good Muslim. I found it extremely difficult. I lost all my Catholic friends, all the friends that I taught with. My daughter thinks that I am crazy. My son is the only one who believes that I may have found the truth, and he is the only one, I think, at the moment, who may become a Muslim. The second thing which makes my life very difficult is that I live in a secular world, not in a Muslim world. And I long with all my heart to live in a Muslim world, to have a Muslim community. I am the only Muslim in the seniors' residence where I live. But Allah has been very good to me. And although there are difficulties, I'm happy. I'm studying. I'm not praying very well. I pray everything in English. Because of my age, I cannot remember the recitations, so I use a book. And it says in my instructions that anybody who looks at the book while they are saying salat, the salat becomes null and void. So I ask Allah to please remember, Allah, most merciful, most compassionate one, that I am really only a baby, but I am a 65-year-old baby, and I have little difficulties, and you must help me. And this is one of the ways He is helping me.